to your personal reading.
All right, Hannibal. So now this is your personal reading. You wanted your personal reading to be in regards of your car situation that recently just happened. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Today it was a 10 card reading, so this is going to be a little longer, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this. So the first card represents the situation that you're in, and what came out was sacrifices and warrior woman. Let me move this blanket off my shoulder. Sacrifices and warrior woman. And I feel like that was just straight up like, in this situation, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices that you may not particularly want to make, but as an adult and as an independent woman, you're going to have to. But you are a warrior woman. So you are strong, you are capable, and you will be okay. You need to make these sacrifices in order to create new opportunity for you. And that may potentially mean with this car situation, the sacrifice is letting that whole car go and starting over and getting a new car. But I don't want to move too fast into your future and assume that's what you may need to do in this situation when that's not directly what it's saying. Just be aware there may be some sacrifices that you will have to take, but you will be strong and you will be okay and you will get through it. Moving on, the next cards represent the challenge in this situation, and what came out was Mirror Effect and Sisterhood of the Rose. With these ones, I feel like usually Mirror Effect is like reflecting directly, someone or something is reflecting back to you. But how I see this is that this is a learning experience, and you may be very upset about the situation because this is your brand new car, this is your baby, and you weren't expecting this because it was a natural disaster. But that is fogging up the reality of this. Yeah, I get it. It may be a loss, and you may mourn this because it was your first car, it was your first baby, and you did it. You put the work in and you bought it. You know, you did everything to get to this point, but God has something already planned in store for your future, and you sulking too long and being so ashamed and upset about your car right now is not going to help. So I think going back into the mirror effect, I feel like the best thing to do right now is to really just stand in the mirror and hype yourself up and motivate yourself and give yourself some affirmations, some positivity that's going to help you not be so crushed and defeated every time you look at your car, every time the insurance people call, every time you have to deal with any type of situation or issue in this situation. I want you to be able to do it confidently with your head held high, knowing everything's going to be okay no matter what the outcome is. And that's the challenge you're having, is trying to find that space where you respect and accept that this is a learning experience and it may not go the way that you want it to go. So you need to work on that strength and mirror effect. Stand in the mirror and do the affirmations. Forget an actual mirror effect of reflecting. Go get in the mirror. Moving on, the next card represents what you need to focus on, and what came out was Temperance again and Protection. This time Temperance was not reversed in this reading. It was reversed in the last reading, but this time it's not reversed. And so what I'm thinking is now it's just straight up telling you that you do need to focus on that patience and balance in your life. And in this situation, you have to have a lot more patience. You are protected, you have protection, and you need to call back your power and your strength and stand up. Don't be weak in the knees just because you feel defeated. You are not defeated, and that is not the case here. So you need to find that patience to, however long this may take, stand tall the entire time and always know that God got you. You are protected. Look, her head held high. Her head held high, baby. She's not playing. Stand tall. The next one is what you need to leave behind and let go of. And what came out was Libra and Trust That Niggling Feeling. Let me put those in the camera for you real quick. But yeah, these two came out for what you need to leave in the past, and I feel like it was giving like at some point in this situation, you gonna get to a point where you're like, fuck being fair. I don't care no more. Fuck being fair. And you may even almost get worked up because of this situation, and you know this is your baby and you're tired of going through the process and having to go back and forth and hear all this information and take in and all this information over your car. And you just gonna be like, you know what, fuck this. Like, y'all pissing me off. But Libra again is balance and calm, you know? And so you may feel like that, but remember, don't let yourself overreact out loud, and stay calm and collected on the outside. That's that balance. Be pissed off on the inside. Express those feelings when you get home, but when you're going through the process, stand tall again. Calm and collected. Who cares? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. You got this. You're good. The next card represents your strengths, and what came out was a few. Yeah, we have Capricorn, spiritual partnership, and star seed, which says what lights you up. So these are your strengths, and I feel like, so first off, Capricorn represents faith in the future, working and building an empire, new beginnings, strength in building and empires. That's what Capricorn stands for. And then it has spiritual partnership as well. Really, if we're being 1,000, what keeps ringing in my head is The Climb by Miley Cyrus. It's the climb. You need to go listen to that song because it's ringing at me. But that's what Capricorn stands for. And I feel like you are great at building yourself back up. You're very resilient and strong, and I know that you can get through this easily. So I feel like your strengths would be just being so resilient and being able to pick yourself back up and keep going as if nothing ever happened. Not let this situation hold you down too long. And it says you're a star seed. That's very direct. We know that. You are the light. It says what lights you up, but you are the light. And I feel like what will light you up in this situation is a positive outcome that's not going to leave you carless completely and without, and back to stage one. So there's that. Spiritual partnership, I just feel like maybe potentially Spirit wants you to go ahead and tap in more, and maybe now that you have a personal reader, maybe you can let me tap in with you and be your spiritual mentor a little more, so that every time you're uncomfortable or unsure or nervous or stressed, you can always come to me. We could really dial down on this situation and just unfold it as much as we possibly can with Spirit. But that's all I get from the spiritual partnership. It wasn't giving like a partner in life or anything. And then look at it, it's two girls, so I'm like, maybe that's us. I don't know, but there's that. Moving on, we have number 6, and what came out, or what number 6 stands for, is the near future. What's coming in the near future, and what came out was, first off, the Fool. Then we also had deep replenishment and retreat, rest, be held. So what I'm getting from that first, before we get into the Fool, is that you need to relax. You need to rest, get some rest, and don't stress over this situation. But when we get into the Fool, I don't know if you know what the Fool stands for, but it pretty much just means like somebody's gonna be taking risks or like trying to improvise, and they don't actually have the correct knowledge, or not enough knowledge or enough experience to know what they're doing, and they're just kind of jumping into something without doing enough research. And for it to come out for you and say that's what's going to be happening in the near future, I feel like the energy is giving like you may potentially get so frustrated that you try to rush through this process, and it may end up causing you to be in a unwanted situation. So in order to avoid that negative outcome, you need to make sure that you do all of your research and don't let nobody play you. Don't try to improvise through nothing. If you don't understand something, don't try to wing it. Ask questions. Speak up. Say something. Get help. You know? Don't be no fool and be playing around out here and fuck yourself up worse in the long run. Yeah, don't let nobody fuck you over, and don't let nobody play you. Like, do your research and ask questions if you need to. Don't be just trying to wing shit when it comes to your car, because this is serious. Moving on though, we have some advice that you may need, and what came out was, first off, trust your intuition. And that's very clear. You need to trust your intuition. And then Akasha came out, which stands for, excuse me, one second. Akasha came out, which stands for your guidance is divinely guided. You also got fast, all you need is water, but I don't know why that's there. Maybe that may stand out more for you while you're listening to this reading, but it don't stand out to me, and it never does. Every time I get this, it doesn't, it's not enough information for me. But what I'm getting for your advice is to just trust your intuition, because you're divinely guided. Your guidance is divine, and so you should be able to trust it and not be scared. Trust the process. Trust your intuition. Trust what you believe is right. Trust what you deserve. Trust all of it. The next one is your environment. And then what I pulled was have no fear and share your voice. So I feel like your environment, especially being at home with mom and dad, is to not be stressed out. You're blessed. Don't be afraid of what's going to happen. And speak up. You're a bell. If you feel like you don't understand something and you don't feel comfortable with something, speak up. Share your voice. Express yourself, but don't be afraid. It literally says have no fear. Mom and dad don't want you to have no fear. Dad's been through this before. He has experience in it, and that may help you. So take advantage of that, but do not have any fear in what's going on. You are blessed, and you will always be blessed. The next one is hopes and fears, and what came out was clear vision. You are right. The shadow is you too. And no. Wait. Postpone, pause, or say no. And this is what those cards look like. But I feel like with this, it's pretty much saying that things may not go your way. Things may not work out the way that you want them to, but you do not need to be afraid. You do not need to move fast. You're on the right path. You need to slow yourself down and pause and just let things fall into place the way that they're supposed to. A lot of this is about not being afraid and having some patience and just being an adult through this situation. That's what a lot of this is about. Overall, I feel like that's something you already knew about your reading. But lastly, the potential outcome that we got the Hierophant. And you're beginning to realize who you are. So we got those two. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. And then Mentekin, which is saying longing for home and belonging, the original light workers. I feel like overall, you need to really just relax, because you will get the assistance and the help that you need in this situation in order to succeed in the future, in order to be prepared for the future, in order to be ready for that new car, or be ready to pay for whatever repairs need to be paid for on your actual car that you have now. If you're not getting a new car, whatever the case may be, you will get the help that you need and the assistance that you need in this situation, and you'll be okay moving on, moving forward. You need to make sure that you stay grounded. This is a very intense situation for you personally that's going to keep throwing you off and making you uncomfortable and stressing you out if you let it. Stay grounded, Hannah. That was the last bit of this reading. I do want to say I did pull another random page out of my oracle notes for you afterwards, and what came out was not trusting God is not trusting yourself. And I feel like that was the best way to end this entire reading, because you need to trust in God and trust in yourself to get you through this car situation. It's deep, but it's not that deep. It's a deep situation, but it's more of a learning experience right now, more than it is to try to give you trauma or to affect you negatively, to bring you down or to hold you back. That's not the case. Trust God. Not trusting God is not trusting in yourself. You are God. God is within you. Trust yourself and trust in God, and you will be okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I enjoyed it very much, and I hope you continue to come back to me, and I hope all of this resonates as best as possible for you. Please give me feedback on how the reading went, and if you would like more from me, and if I should expand myself to the rest of the world and other viewers and other clients who may need my love and my help and my genuineness. Thank you so much again, Hannah Banny. I love you, and see you later, Glitter Goddess.